Hello, so today I'm looking at testing the pattern library that I currently built in Pattern Lab, and I figured the best way to do that would be to build a web page from that library. So without further ado, I've started the library, so it's been served, and here it is. You can see I've got blocks, elements, templates, and now we're going to use all these to make a page, and then we'll try and add some, trying to start doing some styling. So here's all my source code. Let's just make sure we've got the latest version of the source. I'll just commit all the changes so we're all fresh before we start. Okay, there we go. So we'll head over here, and we're going to create a new folder, call it pages. So now we're going to create a index page, which is going to be, actually it's going to be a moustache. So for this we're going to want to include templates header. Then after that we're going to want to include we'll need the footer. Which will be template footer. So that should pull in the header, the footer, and then what do we want page content wise? So maybe we'll want the Jumbotron. Blocks, Jumbotron, and then after that we'll have our 4 video elements. So we save that, and then let's have a look, see what comes up. So we'll refresh. Okay, I just needed to force the gulp to run. There we go, so now we've got our page, we've got our index page. And so we've got the header, which consists of the nav, the login form and the search form. We've got the footer with the social media and the copyright. The 4 videos imported, but it doesn't look like the Jumbotron is there. So let's just have a look. Blocks, Jumbotron. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. That's right. It's not displaying because we need to assign an image to it. But the markup is there, so it is all there. So next task now is to assign some data to the page to override the current one. So we'll say this is now where I need to use the library. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so from what this is telling me at the moment, I need to improve the documentation, because at the moment I'm trying to see what JSON data I need to add to this page to override it all. So here I can set the source. So in here I definitely know I can do btn text. And we can set that to search. And we'll save that. So that's interesting. So that's set the text to search for every single button you see here. So what that means then is for each of these elements I need to change the variable for each one, because I've set them to button text there and on this one. So I think I need to go and revisit how the naming works with this. So let's go grab an image. Pixabay is a nice site for getting high quality free images from. Why is this running so slow? Odd. Maybe Pixabay isn't working that well. Okay, so we'll grab an image address, and in our JSON file we can say image and we'll see how that works out. So did I name it image source? So go to element, image, so that's just source, src. There we go. So that's placed the image in the header. So that image is there for logo. So I actually need to import a smaller image, which can be done in a different way. I'm just gonna go here and we'll grab this we'll replace it with this. We'll make it 75 by 75 and we'll call it logo. So that's interesting. Now it's no longer visible. That was interesting. It looked like there was an error passing sibling JSON for pages. Unexpected string. Okay, and now my command prompts. So I think what I was saying is there's an issue here in the JSON file. There we go, at the end. There is an extra. Okay. Okay, so that fixed that error. There we go. There we go. We got a nice little logo there now. So now, one thing I haven't done is looked at the array of the list array. So I think what we need to now do to change that navigation would be to create another new file, and we'll call it we'll save that, and we call it index dot list items dot JSON. So now in here I have 1 colon curly braces, and then I can say it'll be link button, so href and btn text click me. However, actually what I should be doing, I should be using the pattern library, so elements, buttons, and a link button is what it is. So here the variables are URL and btn text. Which isn't right, because actually this was, I'm using navigation block, then there's the main navigation. Here we go. So this is what I'm using, and that's using 4 elements from link button. Oh, so it is using the link button. So it should be URL and btn text. So that means here we should have URL, and then btn text. So for the first one we're going to say home, and then we just simply copy that, paste that. So now we've got 2, and we place a comma there. So we'll say home, let's make a site for let's make a fan site, so we'll say home music, comma concerts, number 4, home music concerts, and news. So we'll give that a save. That compiled correctly. So now we can go back to index. Okay, so that didn't work. So we'll just double check my syntax here and my naming of the file. list items. I mean, it looks okay. Okay, look, here we go. So I called it href in here. On here, it doesn't mention that at all. So if I go to the blocks, navigation, main navigation, saying that the main navigation doesn't have a markdown file, and then so yeah, it doesn't. So let's fix that then. So let's create a new file. So main navigation is used for so variables used are, and I said href, which is the link destination, and btn text, which is the text to be displayed for the link. So we need to go ahead and save that under blocks, navigation, and then we need to call that main navigation.md. Okay, so what that's saying to me now is I've made the pattern library, but I haven't myself documented it properly as I've gone along. So now I need to go and actually document it all properly. I need to go through every single element and make sure that every variable matches, and then is displayed here on this page here. Because when I'm creating a page, I don't want to have to keep going, like, especially I shouldn't be going to the source code to find these things. So I'm going to go and fix that, and then come back